Once upon a time, in the icy realms of the Antarctic, there lived a small colony of penguins, known for their jovial spirits and tight-knit community. Among them was Percy, a curious and adventurous young penguin, always eager to learn more about the world beyond their snowy paradise. One day, Percy heard tales of the fabled polar bear, an impressive creature that lived across the vast ocean to the north. The stories were told in hushed tones, as no penguin had ever ventured far enough to verify their truth. Intrigued, Percy decided to embark on a journey to discover whether polar bears truly existed. Percy's journey was arduous, taking him through treacherous snowstorms and across jagged icebergs. But his determination never wavered. After several weeks, he finally arrived at the northern ice caps, a place teeming with new smells and sights unfamiliar to him. As Percy waddled cautiously over the frozen terrain, he suddenly spotted a large, white silhouette in the distance. As he approached, he realized it was indeed a polar bear, fast asleep on a bed of ice. Percy's heart raced with excitement and a hint of fear. He decided to wait patiently until the bear awoke. Hours passed, and finally, the polar bear, a grand beast named Bernard, stirred to life. When Bernard noticed Percy, he raised his eyebrows in surprise, never having seen a penguin before. "Hello," Percy piped up despite his nerves. "My name's Percy, and I've come from the Antarctic to see if you truly existed." Bernard chuckled, his deep voice resonating through the cold air. "And here I am, as real as the ice beneath us," he rumbled. "What brings you such a long way, little one?" Encouraged by the bear's friendly demeanor, Percy shared stories about his homeland and his fellow penguins. Bernard, intrigued, reciprocated with tales of his own adventures in the northern lands. They spent hours exchanging stories, their laughter echoing across the icy expanse. As night fell, Percy realized it was time for him to start his journey back home. Bernard offered one piece of advice before he departed. "Remember, little penguin, whether south or north, the world is full of wonders, all waiting to be discovered." Percy nodded, his heart full of the newfound friendship and wisdom he had gained. He made his way back to his colony, a testament to the adventurous spirit and curiosity that now drove him to see the world in a richer light. And so, the tale of Percy and Bernard, the penguin and the polar bear, became a favorite among the penguins, inspiring many young ones to dare and dream beyond the horizon. In the heart of the African jungle, where the sun shimmered through the mighty canopy, lived a community of remarkable creatures. The most dignified of all was Leo, the wise old lion, who ruled over the jungle with a calm authority. His mane was flecked with silver, and his eyes held the knowledge of many years. He was adored by all, from the agile antelopes to the chirping birds, and even the sly foxes recognized his wisdom. One day, as the gentle breeze rustled the leaves, a new presence was felt in the jungle. Kareem, a boy with a wild spirit and a kind heart, had entered the jungle. Raised by humans but driven by an inexplicable yearning for the wild, he had ventured into the heart of nature to discover its secrets. The jungle animals were wary of this strange visitor. Despite Kareem's attempts to befriend them, they would keep their distance. Leo, however, observed the boy with curiosity but without fear. He saw something inexplicably familiar in Kareem's eyes, courage and a respect for the life that inhabited the jungle. Their first encounter was happening just near the serene lake, a place where many animals gathered. Leo stood firm, his powerful presence causing ripples of silence among the creatures gathered. Kareem, undeterred by the lion's majesty, bowed his head in respect, a gesture that caught Leo off guard. Respect was a language spoken universally, understood even across species. Days turned into weeks as Kareem began to navigate the labyrinthine paths of the jungle with an ease that seemed almost innate. He had learned to listen to the whispers of the forest, to understand its rhythms. Many animals slowly began to warm to him. The once distant glances turned into curious gazes and tentative friendships. One afternoon, when the jungle was bathed in the soft light of the setting sun, a foreboding presence threatened to disrupt the harmony. An approaching forest fire loomed over the horizon. The fire sent birds fluttering and animals scampering. In this crucial moment, Leo called upon Kareem, knowing that his human instincts and agility could aid in orchestrating an evacuation. Kareem, alongside Leo, led the animals towards safety. Using his knowledge of the jungle paths, Kareem guided them away from danger. After the peril passed, a newfound respect blossomed for Kareem within the animal kingdom. Leo and Kareem, having risked their well-being for the greater good, now shared a bond forged in bravery. The jungle was a world richer with Kareem there, and the once solitary boy had found his place among the creatures of the wild. As the night fell, the jungle thrummed with life, vibrant and free, a testament to its resilience and the unbreakable bonds formed amidst its ever-present mysteries. In a quaint little village at the edge of an enchanting forest, lived a curious girl named Lucy. With adventure in her heart, she explored the woods. One sunny morning, she heard rustling in the bushes and met a gentle bear named Tobin, who was foraging mushrooms. Lucy, intrigued by Tobin, asked if he was collecting mushrooms too. Tobin, with a calming voice, invited her to cook together. Lucy, excited by the idea, agreed, and they ventured deeper into the forest to find a perfect camping spot. Lucy brought bread, cheese, and apples, while Tobin cleaned and chopped mushrooms. They prepared a forest feast, combining their ingredients into a rustic sandwich toasted over the campfire. Woodland creatures were drawn by the aroma. As they ate, Tobin shared tales of the forest, and Lucy talked about her village life, school, and dreams. The sun set, painting the sky orange, as they laughed and shared stories, finding kinship despite their differences. As the fire crackled and evening fell, Lucy knew this day would be a cherished memory, a tale of friendship and adventure with Tobin. A little girl and a gentle bear became best friends over a simple, shared meal in the forest. In a quaint village tucked between emerald hills, there lived two little sisters, Emma and Lily, alongside their devoted mother, Margaret. The girls were inseparable, sharing everything from toys to secrets. However, their personalities were as contrasting as the colors of day and night. Emma was exuberant and adventurous, never shying away from the great outdoors and the unknown secrets it held, whereas Lily was more reserved, preferring the comforts of home and diving into her vivid imaginations through books. Margaret, their mother, was a patient woman, juggling a tapestry of chores and care with grace. She knew her daughters' differences and loved them deeply for their unique qualities. Margaret was a storyteller at heart, often enchanting the girls with tales of magic and wonder, woven from her own childhood memories and the lush surroundings of their village. One summer afternoon, Margaret decided to take the sisters on a picnic near the old oak tree by the meadow. "Let's have an adventure of our own today," she suggested with a gentle smile as she packed a basket filled with sandwiches, fresh fruits, and homemade lemonade. Emma's eyes sparkled with excitement while Lily hesitated, glancing at her favorite book lying on the table. Margaret noticed and added, "Bring your book, Lily. We can read under the shade of the oak." As they arrived at the meadow, the sun was a golden orb, casting playful shadows through the trees. Emma raced ahead, her curiosity leading her to the discovery of an abandoned bird's nest nestled in a low branch. "Look, Mum, look, Lily," she called out, her voice filled with wonder. Meanwhile, Lily settled under the oak tree, leafing through her book, immersed in another world, yet comforted by her family's presence. While Emma explored the meadow, collecting wildflowers and pebbles, Margaret and Lily shared a quiet moment beneath the tree. "It's like we're inside one of your stories, Mum," Lily commented, her eyes reflecting the pages of her book. As the day waned, the sisters returned home with their mother, hearts full of new experiences. Though their differences were apparent, the love and understanding that bounded them made each adventure, whether bold or quiet, truly their own. In the arms of their mother, Emma and Lily found not just a guide, but a bridge between their worlds. Margaret cherished these moments, knowing that while her daughter's paths may differ, the journey shared was what truly made them family. Once upon a time, in a lush and vibrant swamp nestled at the heart of an emerald forest, lived three unlikely companions: a wise old fish named Finn, a witty frog called Freddie, and a wise but sometimes grumpy crocodile named Clyde. Surrounded by murky waters and tall reeds, they had carved out a sanctuary of sorts and spent their days sharing stories and enjoying the peace of their habitat. Finn was known as the storyteller of the swamp. His shimmering scales would catch the sunlight as he recounted tales from the world beyond the murky waters. Freddie, ever the trickster, loved to tease Finn, his croaky laughter echoing around the swamp. Clyde, who had seen many seasons come and go, provided sage advice, though he often did so with a growl or two. One sultry afternoon, as the sun hung high in the sky, Finn declared, "I've heard of a secret garden just beyond the bend where plants glow with luminescence at night." Freddie, intrigued by the possibility of adventure, ribbited excitedly and suggested they all explore. Clyde, reluctant at first, gave in, knowing the companionship of his friends could be just what he needed to stave off his lingering grumpiness. As the trio ventured into the unfamiliar part of the swamp, the usual banter was replaced with a cautious silence. The path was tricky, with tangled vines and treacherous mud puddles threatening each move. Finn guided them with his tail pointing the way. Freddie leapt ahead, lighting the path with his vivid green hue, while Clyde, trusting their guidance, kept a watchful eye on the shadows. Their journey was not without challenges. At one point, Freddie, distracted by a firefly, miscalculated a jump and landed in a prickly bush. With a chuckle and a tug, Clyde rescued him, muttering, "Careful there, young one. It's not all fun and games." They faced unexpected twists and turns until finally, they stumbled upon the much-rumored garden. The sight that met their eyes was otherworldly. Plants glittered as if embroidered with stars, casting a gentle, magical glow in the growing dusk. "Tales don't lie," Finn smiled, as they basked in the tranquil beauty of the moment. Clyde nodded, acknowledging that the adventure had indeed been worth the effort. And Freddie, with eyes wide with wonder, whispered, "We should explore more often." And so they returned to their little corner of the swamp, their hearts filled with new stories, ready to be told and retold, binding them further in friendship. In the company of good friends, even the grumpiest of crocodiles found joy and purpose. Deep in the heart of the musical oasis, known as Melodious Grove, lived a humble piano teacher named Clara. She was well loved among the townsfolk for her gentle spirit and her remarkable ability to bring out the music in everyone she taught. But Clara bore a secret longing: to hear the symphony of the jungle that bordered the town, a mysterious place filled with haunting sounds and tales of unseen creatures. One day, while teaching Madeline, a prodigious young violinist, Clara spoke of her secret longing. Inspired by her mentor's dream, Madeline proposed a plan. Together, they would venture into the jungle and compose a piece of music unlike any other, one that would encompass the natural symphonies only heard by the adventurous. Excitement buzzed through the air as Madeline, followed closely by Clara, entered the path leading into the dense greenery. With her violin slung over her shoulder and Clara's trusty metronome in hand, the two embarked on their melodious journey. As they delved deeper, the cacophony of the jungle enveloped them. The sound of rustling leaves created a soft percussion, while the call of exotic birds added enchanting melodies. There in their midst, greeted by the curious eyes of a family of colorful toucans, Clara felt a sense of symbiosis with her surroundings. It wasn't merely the jungle, it was an orchestra waiting to harmonize. Clara and Madeline began composing, each note inspired by another new sound. Suddenly, a passing monkey took an interest in the metronome, playfully mimicking its tick-tock, much to the amusement of his peers. Even a great elephant whose deep rumble resonated like an ancient drum contributed to the growing symphony. Days turned into nights as Clara and Madeline immersed themselves in what was undeniably the most profound musical experience of their lives. They were no longer just humans intruding upon the jungle, but part of a grand ensemble, each animal and breeze, a player in the performance. By the time Clara and Madeline returned to Melodious Grove, they carried with them not just a melody, but the essence of the jungle itself. When they played their composition for the town, a hush fell over the crowd, followed by rapturous applause. The townsfolk had never heard anything so alive. Clara realized that the music she yearned for was not just about notes and instruments. It was about capturing the spirit of companionship between humans and nature, crafting melodies where seemingly disparate worlds blend seamlessly into a harmonious whole. In a sun-drenched savanna, the air was filled with the droning sound of cicadas and the rustling of dry grass. A lone cheetah named Suri observed the horizon, her keen amber eyes scanning for any signs of prey. Suri was the swiftest in the region, known for her agile sprints that surpassed all others. But today, her mind was on something that troubled her far more than an empty belly. Across the savanna stood a dense grove, where the lushness of the trees marked the beginning of bear territory. Bruno the bear was a formidable force. With muscles rippling under his thick fur, he commanded respect and instilled fear with his mere presence. Despite his intimidating figure, Bruno was wise and favored peace unless provoked. Completing the trio was a wolf named Lena. She was known for her cunning and intelligence. Lena's pack was near the edge of the forest, not far from the grove. Her sleek, silver coat glistened under the sun as she moved silently between the shadows. One day, their paths crossed due to an unsettling disturbance. A drought had hit the region, and with it, the usual abundance of prey had dwindled. Tensions were high as the desperation among the animals grew. The three found themselves at their usual watering hole, now reduced to a muddy puddle. They looked at each other warily, predators in every right, but united by a common need. Suri spoke first, her voice calm yet firm. "We are at odds usually, but the land is turning against us. We must unite, or face our own demise." Lena nodded, her sharp eyes expressing her agreement. Bruno grunted, acknowledging the truth in Suri's words. And so, an unlikely alliance was formed. They decided to combine their strengths, Suri's speed, Bruno's strength, and Lena's cunning, to gather resources and secure safe passage to a new territory. On their journey, they learned to rely on one another. Suri would scout out the area with her speed, Lena would devise intricate routes, and Bruno would guard against any threats. Through this shared hardship, they discovered that survival did not rely solely on individual prowess, but on collaboration. The drought passed, but their friendship endured, a testament to the bonds forged in times of adversity. Together they not only survived, but also thrived, teaching the savannah that peace often arises from the most unexpected alliances.